What is going on, everybody? Thank you for joining Trade Dead. Welcome back to another live day trading day. We're gonna go ahead and start off here. I want to make sure everybody got their little morning routine in. Hopefully everybody's doing good this morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys got your little breathing exercises in, maybe some stretches, things to wake you up and get you attentive here. We're going to go ahead and be doing a full top-down analysis of this Nasdaq chart. Today is August 13th, 2021. It is 9:16 Eastern time at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and jump into some live technical analysis here. All right, so as we've been speaking of for the last 2 weeks here, we had an extension trade from the highs of April to highs of July. Traded a full halfway back here. You can see off of that halfway back, our initial target is 15,213. We are pretty close to that target. Front ran by about 50 points there. We had a next sequence which traded from the low of the 19th of July to the high of the 26th of July, which traded a full halfway back here. And off of that level, you can see we got a reaction to the upside. Now, the following day, we traded another 61.8, which we were able to catch the move off of. But you can see every time we traded another level, we were unable to break out these previous highs here. Once that previous high wasn't broken out, you can see we started a range back down to these lows. We tested this 50% retracement once, came back up to the top of this range, tested it twice. And in this section of, in this bracket here, we established a little bit of a higher point of control for these few days here. That point of control was 15,000. We pushed back down below that point of control one of those days, and we got a very good reaction on the 2nd of August, which was the catalyst for the next move in the market. So we had the low to high here, which traded the halfway back. We got a big reaction to the upside, but we could not break these all-time highs. And you can see off of that level, we started to trade a little bit lower. We had a low, we came up, we couldn't break this high. We came down and tested that level again, and we broke through it. We pushed up, and then we broke through that next level. So what we were looking for coming into the day yesterday was the full halfway back from these lows. So swing low to swing high, traditional halfway back. You can see we came down and tagged that level. We pushed up, came back and tested it again. Got a little bit of reaction Wednesday, but by the time the trading day was over on Wednesday, we closed 15,021. So in the overnight session, we went ahead and just chopped around, opened up yesterday right around the close from Wednesday, and immediately we came back down to push this level lower. You can see we got below it. Let me jump into a 15-minute chart here. So what I was talking about in the morning trade plan yesterday is, we made this low. We came up, we consolidated a little bit. We pushed back down and broke that low, but you can see we didn't get an extension off of it. And you can see the single prints that stepped into the market here. That signifies a little bit of a failed auction under this low. So try to push lower, couldn't get nothing, immediately started ranging back up into that previous range. Got a very good reaction. We held some pullbacks in this area and just took off. So significant level here from the move on 14.942. That's the level which we are going to be trading off of for the day. It's a little bit weird seeing that, you know, there is a downtrend that formed in this area here from the highs of Tuesday. We got a little bit of a wick. We got another test of it. We broke out of that level. And then we have another topper here, which can possibly hold resistance. So overall bias for the day is up. The reason I'm drawing these trend lines is just to go ahead and signify that there is possible resistance up here in these areas. But I believe we're going to go ahead and blow through that. So the opposing levels, which I am going to be taking a look at here, is the 78.6 off of this high, which would be 15,111. That is our first resistance point to get through this. You can see the high of Wednesday. These single prints in this area right here are going to act like a big resistance point. So if we can get up to these levels and then we immediately start getting a reaction to the downside, be careful with trying to take any continuation trades up above this level. But my bias, like I said, is still up. We came off of this big 50% retracement level. So the next traditional, which can possibly trade here, is valid. Because, you know, usually when we jump off of a 50% like this, we get a good reaction. There's a good chance that we're going to start breaking these highs out and start continuing to the upside. So off of that level, we pushed up. Looks like in the overnight session we had this traditional from low to high here, which traded 61.8 right before the open this morning. Pushed down. Got a very good reaction back up to the upside here. We are opening up a little bit above the close of yesterday. But what I would love to see here, you know, even though this level most likely is going to hold, first thing that I want to look for is if we come back down and we test these overnight lows, if we can get a move to go ahead and test these lows and bounce back up and try to attack these targets up here, then that'll be the ideal situation. Now the next ideal situation is the full traditional halfway back. So if this one fails, the full traditional halfway back is going to be my next possible trade here. I would like this to come back down, tag that 15,020. You see we got a little bit of a value that was established in the end of the day on Wednesday here. We went ahead and, if you were to look at this on a volume profile chart, we would have a little bit of a shelf right above this area. We also have some consolidation in that range. So possible come back down, find value, and then continue back up to the upside here. Okay, so so there's also a possibility I trade this 61.8. We're gonna see what kind of reactions we get off of these levels. You know, since that overnight session traded and we had a big reaction off of this, we may continue up right here off of the open and not be able to catch a pullback. If that happens, that's fine. You know, let's be patient, make sure that we're taking the proper trades here. So I'm gonna jump into some market profile. All right, so jumping into our 1 hour market profile here, just to go ahead and see what kind of one second, sorry about that. So jumping into the 1 hour market profile to see what kind of structure we have here. You can see from 7-7 to the 21st, we had a point of control forming at 14,800. You could see we are trading around that range. Point of controls for the day were on average around that level. We came below it, had a failed auction down here, pushed up, came back and tested that 14,800. Pretty much close to the tick. Bounced off of that. Started creating another value from 15,132 to 14,862. We traded right around that 15,000 for about 5 days here. You can see we got above it, and from the day we got above it, we started pushing lower. Yesterday we were able to actually get back down to right around where value actually point of control was. You see this 15,000 level, which we were saying the previous point of control was. We got above it, came back down, got a little bit below it, and you could see the single print reaction that we got off of it. So in this area, you see how it's only, you know, a single print here. That's showing a lot of movement to the upside here. So a lot of strength in this area. So if we can come down back to this, let's jump into the 30-minute real quick. If we can come down to the bottom of these single prints here, 15,031, and we can start getting a reaction off of this level, expect this to keep continuing up to the upside. There's going to be a lot of support forming in this area. So we'll go ahead and keep an eye on that. All right, so that 15,031 level, which we were just talking about, you can see it's right under the point of control high profile node here. It's right on the bottom of that shelf there. So that's a possible point of retracement. That 50 also looks good, but this 61.8 is definitely looking promising off the top of this high shelf here. You can see point of control is still sitting at 15,000. Like I said, we came down, got a little bit below point of control, and then immediately retraced above point of control, and now we're pushing to the upside. That's a very strong reaction there. So a lot of strength in this market. Hopefully we can start taking out these highs and breaking up even higher today. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into some live trades. All right, so market has just opened. Initial reaction is to the upside. Like I said, we just came off of that 61.8, so they might just try to take this up. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a pullback here. Very strong to the downside here. Trying to come down and retest that 61.8 long there. A really aggressive move here would be from low to high and trading that full halfway back and then pushing off of that to gain stability. But I really want to see these bears try to test these lows of the overnight session, and hopefully we can get down over here 15,058 around this level and then bounce off of it to the upside. All right, so you can see we got a push down. We retraced and we're actually above these morning highs that we set right now. If we come back down below, okay, so we just crossed opening print to the downside. So off of the open, trading back and forth above and below opening print here. So a little bit of indecision coming off the morning here. We're gonna go ahead and see if this starts breaking down to the downside. Okay, came back down, tested the morning lows. Trying to push through it here. Gonna continue to the downside most likely. All right, getting some continuation here to the downside. The halfway back is trading. Okay, just blew through halfway back. 61.8 is about a trade. Gonna blow through that one most likely. Hopefully we can start slowing down towards the bottom of this range and we are able to take a position off these lows. But if we start coming straight down, like we're gonna just blow through these levels, like a very strong momentum to the downside, I definitely want to wait for the bigger move in this market. So the 61.8 just traded there. Good reaction off of it initially. Let's see what kind of test these guys can pull down to these lows. Okay, bears are still in control here, trying to take out these lows. Okay, looks like bears are pushing, trying to break out the lows here. Hopefully we can get some continuation to the bottom of this 15,055 level. Looking very good right now. Starting to slow down. That's exactly what I want to see.
Order filled.
All right, went ahead and took this trade long here. You can see off of that low, we couldn't get a break of that low. So hoping we start pushing up here. You can see the bulls try to get a little bit of an extension here. As soon as they got that extension, they failed. So not looking too good here. See if we can get another extension coming up. We start ranging back down to these lows, we're probably going to get stopped out here. All right, looks like bulls are failing here. Probably going to get stopped out. Yeah, you can see we got that high. We got another low. We try to break that high. We couldn't break it out. I'm most likely going to come down, and since this is the third test of this low, we're going to break it out to the downside here. Probably going to go ahead and get stopped out and try to wait for this next move from these lows. All right, coming to break out these lows. Going to continue to the downside here, most likely.
Stop filled.
Pretty aggressive move right there. Probably shouldn't have took that and waited for a bigger level here. Bears broke that low. Couldn't get no extension off of it though.
Order filled.
The only reason I got back in this right here is we broke these lows and the bears didn't get an extension. They did have a pullback, but we got a good reaction to the upside off of that failed auction. We're still at the 61.8 long here, so just took my chances there. All right, starting to push up here. We gotta try to break these highs here at 15,089.
Stop filled.
All right, so got stopped out there. Really don't want to be in this trade if it's going to start ranging back down to the downside here. I think I'm going to wait for a bigger move. No reason to try to rush this this sequence here. Bears are probably just having to pull back to try to push this back down to these lows to test it. So going to go ahead and jump into some market refresh here. All right, so currently we have a pretty choppy open off the market open here. We had a low, We had a high, we had a low, we had a high. We're just trading back and forth below opening print here. Starting to push down lower. Trying to test these lows at 15,068. Next trade we're looking for is 15,056. So momentum at the moment is down. Direction is down. A previous level has not been touched that was very significant, except for this 61.8, but that was a very short-term sequence. And we're currently kind of trading in a consolidated range here, so gonna go ahead and sit on hands until we can get some movement. Like I said, we're trying to come down and test this previous level at 15,055. Hopefully we can get a stop into this area to where we can get a pretty nice little limit order where we can set our stop right below this low, which would be ideal. So it is 9:41 Eastern time at the moment. Little bit of bullish movement off of that low. Every time these bears try to break a new low, they don't get no extension. Like, the extensions fail and then it pushes back up immediately, which is showing a lot of strength in the market. That's really what you want to see. If we can keep doing that and failing those extensions to the short side, and we can get down to this level, I'm definitely interested in taking this back up. At what that's telling you, when we're just kind of ranging lower and then failing auctions to the downside, it's showing a lot of strength in the market. So as soon as we hit a big catalyst in the market, expect a big move to the upside. All right, so yeah, just a little bit of choppy movement here. But you can see, so we had a low, we had a high, low, high. We came down and broke these lows. Immediately after we broke those lows, we started trending back up. We had another test of that low. We pushed up. We were able to catch this move a little bit. We got stopped out. Came back down, broke that low again. Couldn't get an extension to the downside. Now we pushed back up to the top of this range, and bulls are just trying to go ahead and find stability here. So bears are literally not able to really work anything out. Every time they get a broken low here, they get a failed auction, push back up. That's showing that there's a lot of strength in this market. So I hope all of y'all are doing good today. Like I said, this is like I say every day, this is a double-sided deal here. I learn from you guys, and you guys can, critique my trading here and there, and figure out what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right, and use it to your advantage too. So if you guys have any trade ideas, you guys are looking at anything in particular, please leave a comment so I can take a look. Want to have all perspectives here, making sure that I know exactly, all perspectives that are going on in the market. So I would love for y'all to share your trades. Give me an insight of what you guys are looking for, what you guys are trading. Hey, thanks, Ampico. Good morning, bud. I'm glad you like the analysis. All right, so you can see down here we broke another low. We immediately couldn't get any extension off of it. Bulls pushed up, held a pullback, and now we're pushing up to these highs. Unfortunately, we got stopped out in that move before we could actually take it. But this is going to be the move that's trying to break these highs up here. So perfect price action right there. Like I said, we are trying to break these lows. Every time we are trying to trade an extension to the short side, we failed. Had a failed auction here at 15,068, pushed up, held a pullback, which we missed. I was trying to wait for the bigger trade, but you can see the pullback traded to 61.8 here, and immediately started getting a reaction to the upside. So very strong move off the open. Just broke the highs of the overnight session there. I hope you guys were able to catch that move. Hopefully you guys were looking at that same thing and were able to not get stopped out like I was. As you can see, I got stopped out right at these lows, and literally about 2 points off of the low here is where my contract got stopped out. So if I was 2 points lower, we would have caught that move. Unfortunately, we broke the low, came back up, broke another low. This whole sequence right here was just to go ahead and get people's orders out of the market. So a little bit of accumulation here on the lows. You can see every time we got down to these lows, we had a little bit of accumulation. I'll zoom into this chart. So what you want to see on an accumulation little sequence here, we have a low, which had a high volume node here. If you could see, we came back and had another low. We came back and had another low. That low had a high volume sequence there. Came back down, had another low. That was another above average volume test right there. So you can see people were accumulating contracts in this area. Big orders were being filled here, and once all these bearish trades were depleted from the market, we were able to take this back up. Unfortunately, I missed it. That's just the name of the game, though. We are 2 points off of the low, which is unfortunate. Hopefully you guys were able to take that analysis and take your own trade there. After I got stopped out, I was waiting for the bigger move. I didn't want to just keep chasing this one. Although I did notice that every time we were making new lows, we couldn't get an extension to the downside. I let you guys know it was strengthening the market, and yeah, this thing took off to the upside. So off of that low of the move, 15,068 to 15,108 basically right now. That's a 40-point move right there. So good $800 trade on that initial move. Couldn't catch it. Fortunately got stopped out, but hope you guys caught it. Yeah, 15,062 was the level. That's exactly around where I was looking at too. Yeah, good analysis on that. Like I said, it was just super aggressive this morning. Like I said, the morning trade plan, we had our trade set. As we opened, I started noticing that we are pulling back right into that level. We started getting some failures to the downside. Possibly could have took this back up. Unfortunately, we missed it, but that's just the name of the game in trading. We just don't catch every move. But we're gonna go ahead and wait for the next sequence to set up here. It is 9:50 Eastern time. We are going to go ahead and jump into a little bit of a market refresh here. So you can see off of the open, the level we were talking about this morning was from the low of the last swing high to high, traditional 61.8 traded, pushed up, and off of that low from the morning, I went ahead and drew another traditional from low to high here. You can see as we got down to this level, from highs to lows. We had a low, we pushed back up, we broke that low, but we couldn't get any extension to the downside here. So we put another high in, we broke that low again, and we still couldn't get no extension. Off of that sequence, I was already calling out that was showing a lot of strength in the market. I was stopped out of a trade down here, so I wasn't initially trying to get back into a trade. So after the next move up traded, I did not get in, unfortunately. But you can see the move that we got off of that 40-point move there. Very nice sequence right off of the open. Let's go ahead and see if we're testing any levels. So in the morning trade plan, I went ahead and said that if we get up towards these single prints at the 78.6, expect some resistance in that area. Let me clean this chart up a little bit. It's kind of looking sloppy. Okay, so we have a trend line that's a topper formation from the highs of last week, all-time highs, to the Tuesday high, and now we're going to go ahead and see if we have another topper here. Like I said, the 78.6 retracement is lining up right with that 23.6 target. So as we get up to it, possible little reaction to the downside. A lot of limit orders are possibly in this area right above this this 15,120 level. So go ahead and be aware of that. At the moment, momentum is up, direction is up. Previous level that just got touched, which we're trading off of, is this full 61.8 retracement off of this low to high. And we're currently testing 15,118 level to the short side here. So we're going to go ahead and see if these bulls are able to push up above this level. I believe we are going to, and break out to the upside. But like I said, a lot of limit orders can be in this area, and determined by how many market orders we have pushing this up. All those market orders can be depleted from the market in a second, and we can start ranging back down to the downside. So be aware of that. Possible breakout to the upside occurring at this moment. And like I said, I hope you guys caught the trade that I wasn't able to. All right, so you could see off of that level, we had a huge upside candle there. So the next valid setup to the long side is from that previous 61.8 to high. We hit targets. So if we can come down here to the 50 and start getting some stability, we'll go ahead and try to take this back up as well. But that's really what you want to see. You want to see accumulation, and then a little bit of a distribution, and then another accumulation here, and then trying to push up above these highs. Alright, so these shorts had a little bit of a down sequence here, pushing back up to test this, seeing if we could break above it. You can see we had a high here, we came back down, broke that high but couldn't get an extension off of it. Now we're getting another pullback, seeing if we can go ahead and start gaining some momentum to the upside again.
Filled.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this extension possible.
Stop filled.
All right, so we failed to break out that high. If we come back up and try to break it again, I'll probably take this trade again to the upside.
Order filled.
I really want to see us start pushing back up to the top of this range here. If I get stopped out, small stop, pretty much stop right below this range low.
Stop filled.
All right, got to wait for the bigger moves now. We're just getting stopped out left and right, so. So we got below that low, had a failed auction to the downside. You see, once these bears broke this low, they failed an extension. That extension was a failed auction. I'm trying to take this back up to the top of this range up here.
Stop filled.
All right, so we tried to break these highs. We couldn't break it. We got above this high and we immediately failed. I'm gonna go ahead and wait this out a second. These bears are being relentless right here. They're just not able to get pushed through. So it is 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Damn, I was muted the whole time. Sorry about that. So yeah, we just bounced off of that 78.6 retracement there to the short side. I told you there was probably going to be a lot of limit orders in the area. I'm trying to see what kind of extension we can get right now to the downside. Doesn't look like we got much. Now we're coming into a full halfway back off of the open from the lows of today, so we're going to see if that trades here.
Stop filled.
All right, so we're touching the 50 off of that low of the day. Okay, bears are in control right now. A little bit of momentum to the downside here. Direction has changed to the downside. We bounced off of that high level we were talking about this morning and immediately started pushing down. Hopefully you guys caught that trade before I did, that 78.6 up there, because I was in the technical analysis and I barely missed it right before it traded. So just tag the 61.8 to the long side there, seeing what kind of reaction we can get. You can see this extension off of this low though. Once we broke those lows, we got a good amount of an extension to the downside. So looking like these bears are pretty strong in this area. Okay, bulls gaining some steam. Starting to push back up to the upside here. Nice one, bud. That's basically what I did too. You got in before me. So coming back up. This move is not going to be... We're going to have to come down and test these lows for sure here. A lot of strength in the market though.
Order filled. Stop filled.
All right, so bulls look like they're gaining control again. Definitely got a good reaction off that 61.8. I want to see a test back down to the lows here though.
Order filled.
The reason why I'm trading this like this, I know we're gonna get a test back down to these lows, and if we're gonna break out these lows, I want to make sure I'm in that trade. Like I said, there is a lot of strength in the market here. Probably gonna get stopped out, but I know there's gonna be a test back down to these lows here.
Stop filled.
All right, so we're just blowing through levels. Damn, we should have kept continuing that up to the upside. All good. All right, so we're coming up to a week high here. We already tested these levels once. This time we're trying to break through it.
Order filled.
All right, so we had a test of these highs. We had another test of these highs, which weakened that price point up there. Gonna see if we can come back up and break it, and then break out to the upside.
Stop filled.
All right, so just getting stopped, man. It's early in the morning. Got to start waiting for these bigger moves to happen. So gonna go ahead and step back here, figure out, off of that initial move to the upside, I missed that, and now I'm noticing that I'm just chasing it now. So gonna have to go ahead and play this one a little bit safer. Stop chasing this initial trade that I was trying to take here. All right, so for you guys who are just joining off of the open, we had a 61.8 retracement, which traded to the tick. Couldn't break those lows, started moving up, pushed up, and actually held another 61.8 retracement off of that. And then off of that 61.8 retracement, now we're trying to break these highs out. We are currently sitting at a level which we were speaking about earlier in the day. The 78.6 retracement lines up with this high here, which I said there was going to be a lot of limit orders in this area. It looks like off of the highs there, we got a reaction once, and then we're testing it again, and now we're probably going to blow through it. I want to take this trade again to the upside, but I just... Momentum is still up though.
Order filled.
I'm gonna try to catch this breakout here. Damn, see, every time we get above that, we just start coming back. These bulls are definitely failing up in this area. If we can't get an extension here, these bulls are definitely failing in this area. I want to stay in this trade. I'm trying to catch this move because I know after we break through that 78.6, that level we were talking about, if we can break through that, we're going to have a big strong move to the upside. That's the reason why I'm trying to catch this breakout. And Pico, yeah, possibly one day. Right now, I'm just trying to help as many people as I can, like just show off my trading journey. Hopefully, it helps you guys, you know, learn a little bit. Show you what other traders like look at during the day. You know, everybody has a different way of trading. I found mine to be a sequence of things and like having a field of vision of the market. Yeah, yeah, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna have to reassess my approach here. Bulls are getting stopped over and over again. They try to get this extension once, twice, 3 times, couldn't, failed. Possible start trending down to the downside here. I might switch my bias. We had a big strong level at that 78.6. Bears are just relentless here. Every time we try to break a new high, we don't get an extension. But the bulls are as well, so a little bit of choppiness here. I hope some of y'all caught that initial move off of the morning here, the one that we called out off that 61.8 retracement. If you were able to catch that move to the upside, congrats. That's the one we are looking for. Unfortunately, it got away from us. Literally 2 points off the low, we got stopped out. So, but I'm hoping that you guys were able to stay into that contract and actually hold that position. That trade from that low, which we called out this morning, 15,083, to the high is 15,114, so about 50 points on that move. Maybe my math is wrong right there, right? Sorry. 15,067 was the level we bounced off of. 15,067 to highs at 15,115. Yeah, so about 50 points on that move there. Hopefully you guys caught that. That was a $1,000 trade. Still kicking myself for getting stopped out 2 points early. Would have been in good profits. Wouldn't have been chasing these trades for the remainder of the day here. So kind of annoying, but yeah, that's just the name of the game sometimes. You miss those initial moves. You start trading, trying to catch those moves again. It's all good. Like I said, we're continuing higher for the day, trying to break out these highs. We're currently up about 60 points off of that initial 61.8 sequence. We just broke the 78.6 retracement to the short side, so we're continuing up here. Most likely going to be a very strong day. Like I said in the morning trade plan, guys, we came off of that 50% retracement level, and that's a big catalyst for this market. I told you we could possibly break all-time highs. Can we do it today? Maybe, possibly. We're currently tagging the opposing trend line, which I was speaking about this morning. So we'll see if we get a little bit of a reaction to the downside. Hopefully we can catch a pullback and take this market back up. I got to be very patient with these trades here. Got stopped out on too many trades already. Definitely trying to chase that initial move, which is kind of detrimental to my analysis here, because yeah, once you start chasing, that's when you get yourself in a bad position. Like I said, I hope you guys were better off with your stops and you guys didn't get stopped out down there. Very good trade. Literally straight up since the morning, off of that initial level. Yeah, and the problem with, you know, trading down in these ranges sometimes, where we had that initial reaction off of, you can see my entry and my stop was set below this initial low at 15,070. We traded below it. We had a failure to the downside. We came back up, traded below it, but on the second failure, I started thinking that, you know, I'm going to wait for a bigger move to trade to the downside here. So I stopped watching this move, trying to take it back to the upside, just because I already got stopped out twice, and I was thinking we were going to continue down for a little bit to catch a bigger level or stay in that consolidation range. Once I stopped looking for it, I should have noticed that there was another failure to the downside on that extension, and we should have took it again. Even though we were getting stopped out multiple times, I should have just kept pushing it because I knew that that was the trade we were looking for. Showed perfect failure multiple times. Just was able to, literally got stopped out. If you look at the exit point on this trade, 15,070. The low was 15,068.3. So 2 points off, literally risking $60 there if I would have been able to hold it a little bit longer. So but that's just how it goes. Currently off those lows of 15,068 to 15,135, which we're currently trading off of right now. That was a that was a 70-point move so far. So a very big trade there. Very big trade. $1,400 trade there. Yeah, definitely, Ampico, definitely. Especially when you know how big of a move that is going to be, because, you know, off of the morning analysis, I went ahead and explained, you know, that there's a possibility we start breaking like close to all-time highs today. And having that move where I got stopped out 2 seconds, like two ticks too early, 2 points too early, you know, I started trying to chase it, and I wasn't, you know what I mean, wasn't the best decision because it started getting chopped up there. So, you know, like I said, we're all in this to learn together and to progress together. And I hope you guys, you know, are seeing a little bit of kind of like a little bit of a mistake that I made here. First off, not continuing to trade that trade and trying to get back into it. and second off, trying to chase it after it already traded. So like I said, I remember in my trading journey when I was first starting, you know, learning, after a few years started learning. But what really helped me is when I started seeing somebody else trade live. And although I had to pay a lot of money to watch it, it was very beneficial. Not only can you see the good things somebody's doing, you could also see, you know, the bad habits. Every trader has bad habits. I don't care who you are. You know, trading is a very it's a double-sided auction, so you can never be sure exactly what's going to happen in the market. There's always different catalysts that step in, different you know, so what you do is you plan your analysis, you follow your trade, you know your setups, and you got to stick to them and not, you know, fall into the same traps that you're used to. You know, a lot of traders, you know, have a lot of different emotional things going on. You know, they miss a trade like we did earlier, they try to trace it, or they overtrade, or a big move happens and they have fear of missing out, so they get in at the wrong time, you know, trying to chase it. Some people get stopped out, and then they, you know what I mean, try to get back into the market, get stopped out, and then they don't want to get in no more, you know, and then they miss their move. Some people don't look at both sides of the chart, you know, don't see the opposing views, and then start getting, you know, hammered from the upside back down, you know. So it's just, there's so many variables, and trading is such a complicated subject. It's just, there's so many different variables, you know, in this auction that we're trading. As we're testing different lows, you got to understand, like, the reason why we're making that test, why we're depleting those orders before we can actually continue back up to the upside. You know, where value sets at, where point of control is at, where, you know what I mean, consolidation of a range has been, where accumulation is occurring, when the trend is forming, when a trend is slowing down, when an extension fails, you know what I mean, when a market fails due to a failed auction. There's a lot of different variables that you need to know to be able to trade at a professional level. And just when it comes down to trying to be perfect all the time, it's not possible. Nobody is perfect, especially in this business. And you could talk to anybody you want, any trader you want, and there's nobody who never has a bad day, you know what I mean, sometimes a bad week, sometimes a bad month. That's just the way, that's the name of the game. And you know, every trader strives to be the best they can, but the main component is limiting your losses, and keeping that money management down pat, so that way you live to trade another day. Like, we're in this for the long term. It's not like we're trying to place a trade today. Like the trade that we took today, 15,067 to 15,140, that was a 70 point move. So 70 times 20, that's a $1,400 trade on a single contract. So if you were trading 10 contracts right there, right? If you were a bigger trader, you're trading 10 contracts, that's a $14,000 trade right off the open. So we really need to understand that, like, even though we're missing these moves, you know, traders who have, you know what I mean, been doing this 20 years, 30 years, are trading these contracts, 10 contracts, 20 contracts, and we're catching the exact same moves. And being able to exponentially, you know what I mean, double, triple your profits just by placing an extra order, that's the magic of trading. And you know, no other business you can do that. It's like you take the exact same trade, but you add a contract, you double your money. You add another contract, you know what I mean, you triple your original amount. So yeah, just it's not an easy business. Trading is not easy. If it was easy, then everybody would, you know what I mean, everybody would be able to profit really good. So So we're getting a little bit of a retracement here down. We're gonna go ahead and jump into another market refresh. All right, everybody, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell button so we can continue making some more videos for you guys. Great technical analysis like you saw this morning. Went ahead and got a move that put in a 70-point move to the upside. You know, I got stopped out by 2 points right off of the low, literally right off of the low. If I would have not got stopped out in that 2 points, that would have been a, you know, great trade. Like I said, been saying, sometimes you get stopped out, sometimes things don't work in your favor. But we're going to go ahead and do some technical analysis here, see what happened during the open, see where we can catch another pullback off of this move, and see if we can take out these all-time highs here. So we'll go ahead and do a full top-down analysis here. Alright, so remember we're talking about that extension that traded to the 50. We traded off that extension to the 50, had another halfway back here. That halfway back was tested once, twice. We had another extension to trade at a 50 off of that level. Couldn't break highs. Ever since we couldn't break that high, we've been trending lower, holding 78.6 retracements to the short side. Off of the open today, I went ahead and told you that there was a catalyst in the market which traded yesterday, which was the full 50% retracement off of the lows of Tuesday 2 weeks ago. 50% retracement traded, was a huge catalyst in the market. I told you there's a possibility we start breaking these highs and try to break these all-time highs today. So we did just that. We had a traditional drawn from the swing low of Thursday at 15,034 to high. We were able to hit a high, come back and test that 61-point retracement off the morning. So off of that 61.8 retracement off the morning, I told you we were hoping we can get down to test this level, but as the trading day started, I went ahead and drew this next retracement. The next retracement at the 61.8 came down, tested, came back up, broke the low, but couldn't get an extension, and it did that twice. After we couldn't get that extension twice, we went ahead and started a little bit of a pushback to the upside and then held a pullback. We were in a contract here off of these lows, where we got stopped out literally by 2 points, and we literally caught it right at the low, and you could see how big of a move that was to the upside. So we also held another 61.8, which I missed. I wasn't even looking at this one. 61.8 held, pushed back to the upside, filled the target to the tick, and the opposing view which we were looking for here. Opposing view we're looking for here is from high to low, 78.6 retracement. You can see the 78.6 retracement has a very high profile node here with a bunch of single prints right off of that level. So I told you as we get up to that level, there's going to be a lot of limit orders in this area to try to push this back down. As soon as we got above it, you can see we got a failed auction off of that high. Failed auction, came back down, a whole bunch of single prints in this area, immediately started ranging back down into this range. So that's where we're currently sitting at the moment. Now this failed auction can possibly start gaining some support again and try to push back up. But we're going to go ahead and see what's the next retracement we could trade here. So traditional from the low of that previous 61.8 retracement to the high, 50% retracement just traded now. Most likely going to blow through this level just because the strength of this move to the downside is very high. Possible liquidation break, but we'd have to see an immediate reaction back up to the upside here. So Strength, momentum is currently up still. Direction is still up. Previous major level that was touched is this 78.6 retracement. We got above it, failed auction, ranged back down into it. We're currently testing a previous level here at 15,104 is where the catalyst of this final move to the upside was. Actually, it would be 15,097. We're going to come down and test that level here. Biased right now is kind of sit on hands for a second, unless we can start gaining some support here. But with this strong move to the downside after we broke that failed auction right there, it's a little bit sketchy here. So like I said, we're sitting at that halfway back here. We'll see if we can gain some support, start pulling back, and get a little bit of a push back to the upside. All right, so getting a little bit of a reaction off of that level. If this was a liquidation break, we're going to see a big, strong move to the upside here.
Order
I'm
filled.
going to try to take this contract up. I want to see a big, strong move to the upside. If we can't get a big, strong move, I'm going to get out of this market.
Stop fill.
Just because we just had a failed auction and there's a possibility we start ranging back down to these lows. So definitely not an ideal start to the morning. Wish I would have caught that ideal perfect trade in the morning. Got stopped out by 2 points. Now we're just trying to find a good enough pullback to get us some stability back into the upside. So bears coming down to test this low, see if they still got this trend in their favor, this short-term trend here. Oh, sorry about that. Was it does it sound like a humming or something, or what does the noise sound like? No way I can figure out what it is. I'll cut it off. I'm not sure if it's the music or not, which you're speaking about. Yeah, just let me know, Albert. I'll try to fix it for you guys.
Order filled.
All right, bears are trying to raid these lows right now.
Order filled. Stop filled.
All right, so trying to see if these bulls are gonna hold this level here.
Stop filled.
So bears took out that low. Immediately after taking out the low, they got a good reaction to the upside here. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh here. We have a 61.8 long right now that's trading. We had a reaction off of it, came back down, tested it, broke the lows. Now we're getting another push up to the upside here. I want to take this trade, but I keep getting stopped out, so I'm kind of hesitant right now. I want to take it back up to the upside, but so off of that failed auction, you can see that we had a big push to the downside. We're starting to push lower here. I would love to hold the pullback that actually comes back and then tests and then breaks that high. But coming off of a failed auction like that, it's like super sign of weakness. Especially we got right above that previous high profile level that I was talking about, and we immediately started coming back into range. Definitely not a sign of strength there. So hey Albert, did that kind of fix it a little bit? All right, so momentum is still up here. Direction is still up. Or actually, momentum is down here. Direction is still up. Trying to catch some stability here off of these levels to try to take this back up to the upside. Previous major level, which was touched, is the top of that 78.6 retracement here, which had a failed auction right above it. Trying to gain some stability off of that 61.8 that just traded. Trying to push up here. Man, I'm tempted to get back long here, but every time we get up, we just start blowing down through these levels, so all right, so bulls are pushing, trying to break these highs here.
Order filled. Order filled. Stop filled. Order filled. Stop filled.
Yeah, we're getting eaten up here.
Stop filled.
Not the ideal. Definitely not trading ideally today. Yeah, like I said, chasing that initial move off the open just killed my day there. Yeah, definitely not the best start to the day for sure. It's all good though. Live to fight another day for sure. Missed a big move today. Got in a little bit too late. Got front ran on the first contract. Been chasing that same move the entire day, which is pretty dumb on my part. But at the same time, hopefully you guys are learning something. Hopefully you guys can see my mistakes on the day. Literally, if we would have been able to catch that initial trade and held that one, we would have been in a way better position right now. But these are the things you learn, you know. Hopefully you guys are gaining some knowledge from this and understanding that, you know, when you're doing this on your own, don't be trying to chase these trades. If you were missing that initial move off of the open, wait for a significant pullback, which we've been doing. But market is being a little bit weird today. Every time we're trying to push up, we break a low, and then we have a little bit of a failed auction, then we push up higher, and then we can't get no continuation on the moves that we've been trying to take. So yeah, unfortunate day for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little analysis here, just to see what went wrong today, what we could have done better, and just figure out how to be a better trader for tomorrow, you know. So off of the open, we had a traditional from swing low of yesterday in the afternoon session to a high. Traded at 61.8 before the session had opened today. As the session opened, we went ahead and got a reaction off of that level. I went ahead and tried to take this next trend back to the upside here. I went ahead and explained during the morning trade plan that we have a possibility of trying to break out all-time highs here. We went ahead and traded that level. We started breaking these lows, but couldn't get no extensions to the downside. I took this trade once, got stopped out. Took this trade again, got stopped out. On the third time, which I didn't want to take, I didn't want to take 3 stop outs right there. So we came down below my stop by 2 points, and then finally got the reaction I was looking for. Unfortunately, we weren't in the market at that point. So we started pushing up, came up, filled targets here at 23.6 retracement, came down, and then we traded another 61.8, which I didn't even catch at all. And then off of that level, we started moving up to the upside, and then we tagged an opposing 78.6 here at the highs. 1 second. So the high 78.6, which we were looking for, is from the highs here of the all-time highs to low. And you can see that the 78.6 here lines up with this high profile, this node here from 15,122 or 15,111. You can see we got a good reaction off of it before. And I told you that if we come up to this level, there's probably going to be a lot of limit orders in this area. And we did come up to that level and got above it. At first we got up to it, we got a reaction to the downside, we pushed above it, and then we couldn't hold, and we had a failed auction above here. And after that failed auction, we had some single prints that brought us back down into this range. Off of those single prints bringing us back down into this range, you see we're trying to gain some stability here back to the upside, but we got stopped out of too many trades today. Unfortunately, gonna have to end my day with a big loss on the day, but it's all good. I hope you guys gained some knowledge on this and figured out what not to do. Definitely. So coming off of that failed auction, it's weakening the market significantly. When you have a failed auction like this, what happened is these bulls came all the way up to the previous high of a previous auction. So what that means is on the top of this node here on Wednesday in the morning session, you see how we started an auction to the downside, right? That auction to the downside was able to go ahead and hold for a whole the end of Wednesday, the end of Thursday, all the way to the beginning of Friday's session. So this level up here is a very significant level. And what happens is, with all of these orders that were filled to the downside in this market, as these bulls are trying to push up, they're testing this level to see if this auction is still valid or not. Now, the bulls were able to break this auction, but to break this auction, we had to fill a whole lot of market orders. And by the time those market orders were able to surpass this previous high from Wednesday, a lot of limit orders were set up in this area. So those market orders were getting filled, and they were being depleted from the market. So what happens when those market orders are depleted from the market, there's no other way to go but down. So that's the problem with the failed auction. Once you get above there, all the market orders that push this to the top side are being depleted from the market, and you could see the reaction after we got above there and we couldn't build any volume above it. We immediately started trending back down into that range. So yeah, it's funny because, you know, everything we said was gonna happen today happened, and we still ended up losing the day. So yeah, Albert, definitely tricky, you know. Definitely had these moves that weren't regular. It seems like we got down to those levels, hit those levels, and then started breaking them over and over again. And when we start breaking those levels, it's hard to stay in without getting stopped out. So definitely Friday happened today. You know, Fridays are always a little bit extra, so just too shaky today. I was just barely too shaky to catch the biggest trades on the day, and we almost caught, you know, a few big trades, just got shaken out, and that's just the name of the game. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the trading day here. Unfortunately, took a pretty big loss today, but come back next week, come to fight another week, and try to gain some stability back and start gaining some consecutive profits here. I hope you guys enjoyed the trading day. We're currently down a ridiculous amount, $964 on the day, which is unfortunate. Should have been up a good amount, but like I said, from the lows which we had that order placed at 15,000, let's say 70, to the high, that was a 70-point move, and literally we traded it like straight up. So I hope you guys were able to catch that $1,400 move to the upside. I know I wasn't. Hopefully you guys didn't get shaken out, and hopefully you guys had a very big day today. I'm hoping that everybody watching this video was able to hold those profits, cash out, you know, get some good profits in for the weekend. Unfortunately, I don't like going into the weekend on a loss. It's mentally, it's kind of just messes with me a little bit. I try to keep emotions out of trading, but you know, now I'm gonna have to spend my whole weekend going back and reanalyzing, figuring out what I did wrong, double time, you know, working double time to try to get better for next week. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed the technical analysis. On Monday, most likely I'm gonna come back and do some technical analysis in the morning, and I'll be trading around. I'll be at my desk around 10 o'clock Eastern time. So if you guys are on that day, we'll go ahead and get some morning analysis in for sure, and then definitely some live trading later on in the day. I'm gonna go ahead and do one more market recap here, just so we can see exactly you know, what you guys could be looking for here. So yeah, failed auction off of that 15,141 level, came back down into range. We're trying to hold a pullback here. So if this pullback can hold, we're gonna keep continuing to the upside here. Like I said, I think that since we hit that 50 and we just continue to the upside, we're just gonna keep blowing out these levels higher. A level that just traded was the full 50 right there. We tried to break lower, we couldn't. We tested that low, we couldn't break it. We're probably gonna continue to the upside here. Literally, right after I finish trading, we'll probably mark my words. Probably right after we finish trading here, you know what I mean? Right after I got stopped out of all my positions, right? This thing's just gonna start taking off to the upside again, right at the level we were looking for. So I hope you guys are doing better than I did today. Hope you guys learned something. And like I said, this is all just a learning experience. It's a learning experience for me, learning experience for you. And I mean, I share these trades completely free. I'm not asking for nothing. I'm just asking for your support. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and help me out with continuing these streams. You guys have a good rest of your evening, and thanks for joining Trade Dead.